Trials in the UK at the moment is absolutely booming. Is it down to new brands coming into the sport? Is it down just to the fact that everything kind of seems to go around in any kind of motorsport and it's trials as turn back at the front? Now, one thing I want to try and do on this channel is make it about the clubman scene and about the clubman rider. I'm a clubman rider and an average one at that. So what I want to try and do is speak to clubman riders and cover all things clubman trials. That'll mean going to trials events, that'll mean speaking to clubman riders, that'll mean to looking at new products that are coming out, and it's relative to clubman. Now, we've also got a couple of bike tests coming up, the first one being on the brand new Vertigo, and again, that'll be based around a clubman's review. We all have seen the videos of the pros going up the 10-foot steps and the massive splats. Now, from a clubman's point of view, we need that breaking down, and I certainly do. I, for one, watch all of the trials media that's on YouTube and on TV at the moment, and everybody who's doing it, I think is doing an amazing job. And like I say, I just want to try and tailor this and dock this to the clubman riders. First of all, I think it's important to clear up a few things. One, I am not an expert. This is part of the reason why I want to do this. I've ridden many different disciplines and motorbikes over the years, but for the last 10 to 15 years, trials has always been the discipline that I've always gone back to in the winter normally. I don't think there's been a time in the last 10 or 15 years that I've actually not had a trials bike. I've currently got the new Vertigo 300. When I say new, it's 2017. But in all honesty, again, this is when it comes back to the clubman side of things, is that a clubman rider doesn't need the latest kit. He doesn't need the latest boots. He doesn't need the latest helmet. And he definitely doesn't need the latest bike to ride at clubman level. And like I say, I want to speak to the riders that, you know what, maybe don't always ride at every single trial, at every single weekend. I know quite a few of the trials lads that ride at the local trials practice grounds near me down in Hooten Lodge, and a lot of them guys have no interest in riding trials. They just want to practice, you know. Then they will practice week in, week out, and they have no interest in riding trials whatsoever. So I'm just as interested in speaking to them guys. I'm trying to find out what's their story and why they're happy just riding around, practicing, and not really any interest in riding any trials. Now, how is this first vlog going to start? What I want to try and do is ride at a trial. I want to go to a trial, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So shortly, you'll be seeing me at Hooten Lodge, where there's going to be a round of the British, no, not the British, of the Barnsley Trials Championship. So, let's go. Next time you'll see this, I'll be at Hooten Lodge, Sunday morning, freezing cold, looking at the section. So we're here, as promised. We're going to have a quick look at sections. Looks like they've been doing some building work here for mountain bikes actually. But anyway, yeah. So we're going to scope a few sections out. Let's see what crack is. I'll be riding green route, clubman route, or middle route as Barnsley call it. And I'm hoping I can catch up with a few other guys that are riding it to see what's happening. Some of these jumps look a bit big. Chuffing out, fire. I can imagine on camera they don't look that big, but anyway, yeah, so let's have a look at these sections. Right, so we're at section 1. Green route. Actually looks alright, you know. Quite a long section. One thing I always find about long sections is that you tend to find that they end up being quite a few people waiting on them and quite a few queues. Part and parcel of trials, I suppose. But yeah, I'll have a quick look at section just to give everybody an idea of how they're set. You've got a yellow route that goes up there. You've got red, blue. That's tricky off camera there for expert lads. We'll be going up there. The old Clubmans. You can see here, I ride this week in, week out, but I can guarantee you today, on trial, I'm making an absolute naff of this section. Clubman route, expert route, lad and dad here. And that's what I mean, it's all part of fun. I do that with my little lad, he's 5 and he comes and follows me. Yeah, that's trials for you. So you've got guys who are riding today in competition. You've also got a lad and dad who are just riding around and practicing. Yeah, good to see. So yeah, you can see, the thing is a lot of people who've not rid trials will see this and just look like there's flags being chucked everywhere. But I can guarantee you there were quite a lot of time put into this yesterday by the club officials to make sure everything rides alright. And everybody can get through. So yeah, mega. So one thing about sections today is that a lot of them are man-made. There's not a great deal of natural stuff, what I'd say, at Hooten Lodge this trial. But you can also see that maybe behind me, if you can see or not, but there is some skips that they use. And also if you look here, you've got a cable drum, which I've actually tried getting up, and it's absolutely horrendous, because as soon as your front wheel, as soon as your back wheel's up, your front wheel's against that rock there, and then you tend to kind of get to there and then roll back down to there, normally backwards, or I do anyway. But this is what I'm saying, that today is in the hard course. The green, the Clubman, come down, and it looks like we go up this kind of rock slab here, up and all the way up through to the top. So again, definitely not as hard, but still be tricky. I sometimes find that the hard courses, the risk is kind of like risk reward. So some of them are hard, but also some of the harder stuff is more dangerous, should we say. The Clubman stuff doesn't tend to be dangerous. It might be tricky, but it won't be dangerous, and that kind of goes all the way through the classes as well. So even on the easy course, you know, the severity of actually the potential of getting hurt, should we say, is quite slim. I'm saying that, and I'm touching wood. There's no doubt I'll span a miss end today now. But yeah, you tend to find the hard course, as well as being harder, the kind of risk of getting yourself hurt increases as well, because some of the stuff that they're going up. So yeah.
everybody.
Right, let's go. Let's get it on. They're quite short hoses as well, so you might.
Guess what number did you just give it?
69. 13.
No, that's sweet.
That's what I wanted, didn't it? Like, cheers, guys. You drinks before I even got going.
Which way did it come out, Crazy, first?
That side in first. There's a bit of play
Yeah,
on that top
small
one.
and get long rapey thing.
Hey.
And she set small angles in. She must have seen me before.
Factory rider today.
Have you been fettling with it?
Paul's doing my number. No, not really, mate. I'm hoping it gets through. Last time I read, battery kept running out.
Did it?
Tricks at trade from Paul Williams.
Need a screwdriver.
Right then, I'm going to set out for first lap, do a lap, wish me luck. Good amount of riders here, buzzing for it. Let's go, she's ready. Probably more than I am.
We have to go to the balls at the end. Yeah. No worries. That's all I want. We said that yesterday.
You can't see scoreboard. I can't see sections.
Six sections in, I'm sweating my tits off. Paul's getting stripped off. Good trial so far. Middle section is probably a little bit easier than normal actually. Paul's riding the yellow section. Paul, how are you getting on?
Steady, dropped 2 marks on 7 sections. Silly marks, but there you go. That's trialling for you, innit?
And that's the thing sometimes, as I said earlier, is that like some of the sections that you'll ride them week in, week out and never make any mistakes, and you come into a trial and there's flags there and everyone starts making mistakes. I know Paul's the king of nerves, aren't you, Paul? So yeah, let's see how we get on. Let's finish this first lap off. Crizzy's here's got chest hair out.
Let's just stick that up, mate.
How you getting on, Crizzy?
Terrible to start with, mate, but it's going to get better. I know it will.
Yeah.
The trial spirit, let's go.
Not too bad. Got a 3. Best ones, I think. Zeros.
What do you reckon to try? Do you reckon it's set out easier than or harder than normal?
Yeah, they're not too bad, just confusing some of them.
I'm in the same boat with that.
Yeah.
This first lap?
Yes. Got this one to do and then number 1, and that's it.
Like this one. Leaves.
Yeah, Come on, angle all day. Fucking go away.
Is there any weekends you don't observe, Richard?
Only if they're into trial locally. Miss that red flag there at the bottom. You can't hardly see it. You know, you've got to come through a hard road flag. Oh!
Did I miss it?
Yeah.
I thought I had when I... Right, I'm thinking of looking at top two.
No problem.
You cheating again, Paul?
Yeah. Missing plugs, eh? How long have I been doing them?
Yes, I bought it in Italy at an auto jumble near Rimini, and it was in full road trim. It's still got the lighting coil and the speedo and brake light switch and everything. Had a dual seat, a bracket underneath the engine for the forward footrests, long brake pedal, and a pair of rear foot pegs.
So you said they were.
And a dual seat.
So is that the hole there where you said the foot pegs went? That one?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Must have been a bit uncomfortable on rough roads, but as I said, I wouldn't want to ride it far on the road. I've still got the Italian registration, and I've been wondering about whether to get it registered for the road, but I suppose if I wanted to sell it, it might be worthwhile. But it's still registered in my name in Italy.
And you said it was originally bought for someone to go to school on, you said?
That's right, yes. Well, when Fantic had decided that this bike was obsolete, they obviously turned them into trail bikes, because at the time you'd got the Suzukis and Honda TSs, and I can't remember which the Hondas were, and quite a few of the Japanese trail bikes. So they were selling them off as trail bikes, and it was quite a cheap conversion for them, I suppose. So I've actually got a 1984 registered Fantic 200, which is actually a 1982 bike. It only done a few miles, and fortunately while I lived in Italy I had a piece of land with some wood and a stream and a field and rocks, and I was able to practice every day for a little while, and then we moved back to Barnsley. So
good old Barnsley.
Where I lived in Italy there wasn't any trials. It's expensive to get a licence. You pay the same licence as the road racers and the scramblers and the enduro riders. And the trials were so far away, and they were very often 2-day events, and not really practical for someone like me, who's making a comeback after about 30 odd years of not doing very much anyway in the 80s. But
Well, we got to number 9 and there was such a queue. So we missed it, went to number 10 and down there, and we're going to go back and then do it again.
Well, there's riders here I've never seen before, Steve.
I know,
Isn't there?
yeah, day trippers.
This stuff here,
Day trippers you call them.
this here, this is going to get me zeros from now till end.
Yeah.
What is it, spam?
It's spinach and ham and cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
It dries ground up so you don't slip.
Have we done, Steve?
Yes, that'll have to do for today.
I said I'd catch up with. How old are we, Steve?
Just 72.
72. And have you been riding trials a long time, or is it a recent?
Up to about 35 years ago I was riding regular. I had 2 brand new TY 175s and a Suzuki Beamish. And then I had a few years, well 35 years off. And I started a couple of years ago. I met up with these lads. It's like a new gang of mates. It's pretty brilliant. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a proper workout for me.
And what route did you ride? White route today?
White route today, yeah.
I seen you earlier. You seem to be going all right earlier when I saw you.
Yeah, I just run out of energy a bit. Needed a sugar rush.
Legs good way.
Yeah, get jelly legs. Have a Snicker bar there. I recommend Snicker bars.
You are? Yeah, I'm done. I've done it. Yes. You got stuck.
Just finished. Literally last half an hour, rode like an absolute clown. Couple of 5s, fell over on my arm. That's killing. Absolutely killing. But been a good day. I'm not hoping for much of results. I've got a bit of footage, probably not as much as I wanted to, but you know, we live and learn. We'll keep trying to improve them, and yeah, difficult sometimes when you're trying to ride, and especially when there's no observers. Been not many observers today. It's difficult. You're having to pick boards up, mark other people. Whereas if it's just a case of riding and there's observers already there, it's a lot easier to film. So yeah, spoke to a few people. Just loading up now, and yeah, we'll carry on doing them. Try and get to a few more trials, different areas. Job's a good one. I'm going home now and eat me a Lotus biscuits with some coffee. In a bit. Cheers.